My name is Eric Charles. I'm the Director of Partner and Product Marketing for Xactly. I'm also Xactly's Principal Incentive Strategist. Xactly uses Hoopla every minute of every day. We have large flat screens sitting above the sales bullpen, updated about every 5 to 7 minutes, showing exactly how everybody's doing. Once we started really showing the rankings, we saw sales reps chasing each other. It was great. There was a measurable increase in activity was the first one. All of a sudden when it showed, say, how many phone calls were being made, certain reps started picking up the phones a lot faster. You started seeing a few more demos. Xactly's sales team is pretty competitive. They like to go head-to-head with others. They like to win. We had some of our sales reps who work the East Coast markets would try to come in a little earlier, hit the phones fast and hard, so that when the people on the West Coast came in, they'd look up at the board and they'd say, hold it, I'm already down by 10 calls. I gotta catch up here. So it triggered this higher level of activity. We actually saw more calls being made and more demos being made once we had the tracking up on the wall. One of the great values of Hoopla is it makes every day a pipeline review meeting, whether you like it or not. You walk in, you look at the board, you see where people are, and it triggers the questions of what can you do to be doing better. Instead of waiting until, say, a month after the end of the quarter during an all-hands conference call, everybody knows exactly how we're doing on the last minute of the quarter as we close out the books. It's not a surprise, it's not a shock. We can't afford not to have this information being displayed to every member of the sales team at all times. It actually improved the quality of information in the CRM, since Hoopla's pulling data out of the CRM. But let's face it, not everybody likes to log in and update information every day. But when they saw that their name had dropped in the ranking because they hadn't done as many demos, for example, that week, there were people saying, no, I did more demos. I just need to go log it real quick. So our CRM information became more accurate for actual activity. Xactly wants the team to work together, but we also want the team to kind of line up against each other and see who can win. And you can see reps really working to close specific deals just to try and either maintain their lead or can they jump ahead of the person right in front of them. One of the best races that I've ever watched was an end of a quarter as two sales reps were fighting it out for the sales rep of the quarter. Each one pulling each deal up, and you could watch people looking up each time the sound went off up at the screen, who was on top of the others. They kept on closing out these deals that had all been trying to chase for so long. It was a fight to the finish that was better than any Super Bowl or World Series that I've seen in years. One of the Hoopla screens we use is the one that shows top companies in the pipeline. That top opportunities list oftentimes uncovers friends and allies across the firm. It's a way of announcing who are we selling to, and other people can suddenly stand up, raise their hand and say, I might be able to help you out at this particular account. First thing we did when we opened our Denver office, we installed 2 Hoopla screens. So it's helped close the communications loop, especially around changing time zones where people are just so busy they don't have time for a meeting. What's great is you ring the bell, but you also virtually ring the bell in Hoopla. Hoopla suddenly shows up the celebration of a closed deal. It goes across all offices, it flashes some colors, it plays a sound, and everybody stands up and applauds, even if they're not in that particular location, even if they're not in that office. It's a great way of taking the bell and taking it around the world with a single strike.